Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, coming to you live from the most beautiful city in freaking Canada, Calgary. It's my favorite city, guys. Trump has, well, declared a tariff war for the entire world, but now he decided to say, okay guys, hold my beer. I need to deal with China. He decided to kind of put a hold on the tariffs on the rest of the world and go fist to fist combat with China. And the latest tariffs that I've seen that they have on each other is like 125%. It's, guys, insane. Probably by tonight it's going to be 145%. I don't know. I say put 1000%. Let's see what happens. You know, I just saw a comment on that video on YouTube. Yeah, it was almost like 10,000 likes. Somebody commented saying that this is insane. If somebody would have told me a year ago that as a Canadian watching news and a tariff war between China and United States, and I was supporting China, he's like, I wouldn't believe that to be true. And that's a Canadian person commenting that, and he got like almost like 10,000 likes in hours after publishing that news article, which is just insane, guys, to see that going on. Well, guys, it's crazy. By the way, I want to show you something real quick, something very interesting. Like, look, guys, this is Calgary. Look at this. I can see mountains from here. Check this out. Wow. Wow, I gotta go there. I'm gonna go hiking soon. You can't get that in Ontario, but we do have that in Calgary, guys. And I want to say, it's insane what is happening. So he put a hold on the tariffs, and I want to explain something. I just heard this, was watching news here, and you know, there's one smart person who explained how tariffs work. You know, like the trade deficits. Why is that going on here in Canada? Trade deficit. What is the hell is that trade deficit? Well, that person on the TV, on one of the news channels, actually gave an example about a grocery store. He's like, you have a trade deficit with the grocery store, for example, and when you are buying groceries. So basically, when you buy groceries from them, you know, you spend money, but you don't get anything in return. Unless you work for the grocery store, right? That's my addition to that. And as your employer, you have a trade deficit too, because they pay you money, but you don't pay them nothing back, right? You have a trade deficit too. So in that way, you cannot really look at the trade deficit. And also, if you look at all the sum of investment going into United States and the rest of the world, being one of the best world's economy, most powerful country in the world, most powerful economy, biggest market in the world, it attracts a lot of attention and investments from the rest of the world, and it naturally creates a trade deficit. Now, guys, I just worked my bill yesterday with Apple because I have Apple Care. I have like a 5 TB cloud storage because I have lots of videos and photos, for obvious reason, being a social media, so to speak, influencer, whatever you can call me, I don't care, you know, for past 8 years making videos, so I do need a lot of terabytes of storage. I have hard drives and other things. So, long story short, guys, that's an American company. I also have a Netflix subscription that started playing ads now, saying I need to pay them more so that I can cancel the ads. I'm like, what the hell? I'm paying Netflix not to watch ads, and now I have to pay them more to not watch ads. The hell is going on Netflix? And anyways, an American company, guys. YouTube, I also have premium YouTube. Yeah, I have so many subscriptions, guys. Now I have to go through the checklist of my subscriptions and see what I can cancel or what. But this is the reality that we are living in right now here, and those are services. So if you look at the trade deficits and surpluses, like, I don't know what's going into Trump's head. He's thinking that we have an industrial economy, right? But we are a service, post-industrial information age economy where you sell services, guys. For example, you know, my service is what I do here. My business is real estate. I provide a service of buying and selling real estate for my clients here in Calgary, Alberta. That's what I do for a living. That's a service. But if you are a manufacturer, you know, like the lumber, the stone, or you know, and like, for example, construction company that uses uses those materials as a service provider. But if you sell those raw materials, that's a materials, right? So there's different segments of economy, you could say, right? Am I making sense for that, guys? So for, you know, there is services economy, there is like education. In Canada, huge industry of education until they started cutting down immigration. Real estate, huge industry. You cannot believe how much money is made in real estate. Like, most people who buy or sell houses have no idea. You know, no idea. You know, on that street we were going, there were people saying hello to me, and they are doing construction. You know, people buy homes, then the contractors and everything. Like, there's so many families that make money out of real estate. Even a simple transaction of buying and selling a house involves two realtors, an appraiser, a bank, a mortgage broker, two lawyers, a home inspector, and if you look at a bank, there is an underwriter, there is a customer service representative too. There's an entire team in the bank that, like, and like, I don't want to lengthen this video, but there is so many families out there feeding off your every single transaction of buying or selling real estate. And after that, after you buy a home, contractors, renovators, and also contractors, when you get a quote, there is a salesperson commission in that, then there is labor materials, then laborers, then there is materials, and there is all sorts of, so many people. It's a huge industry, real estate, people making money off it. So you cannot just talk about, take one segment like United States and say, hey, look, we have this going on here. We have, trading deficit with the United States. Honestly, I think United States is proudly ripping off the rest of the world, which isn't a bad thing. Actually, like, I kind of think it's all right, because they are a capitalistic, individualistic culture, and it's all about business, and they're making money. Okay, let them do that. But they decided to do that a little bit more now and somebody on a YouTube channel just recently emailed me saying that I have to invest into stocks and not real estate. Yeah, with Trump and stocks, no thank you. No thank you. They lost like $5 trillion in the United States with the recent events, and billions, and I think it's $300 billion China lost besides their recent tariffs. So it's like a so volatile market that, honestly, guys, I'm so tempted to jump into stocks, but that uncertainty itself is like, unless you're a buddy of Trump, like Elon Musk, and you can actually manipulate the markets directly, I don't think you're in a position to become a billionaire on a stock market manipulations. But those people who do, they would get a win there. Anyways, so what's going on here in Canada? We have Mark Carney, we have Pierre Poilievre, and I'm actually surprised. I'm actually thinking, guys, sometimes I'm thinking we live in a matrix. Honestly, like, God damn it, look at this way. Look, we have had a liberal government that has been ruining Canadian economy, screwing up the immigration and everything for a decade now, and they are leading on elections again. They were able to twist the narrative, reprogram, restart, change their policy, gaslight, and change everything, and now be able to come up again on the polls of the elections and change people's mindset and about everything. So in that way, it's actually pretty interesting. It's actually, they managed to get their entire policies rewritten and everything, and now they're able to lead on that election campaign. Now, I'm not saying anything just liberals. I say everyone does that. Probably conservatives were able to do that as well. But I'm just impressed by how the governments, the systems, the parties are able to influence the media, the narrative, the pretext, context, and everything. And, like, guys, sometimes I'm thinking, well, you know what? There is a freaking cow with hearts on it. And is it a glitch in my head or is it Matrix? And you'll be like, hey, Igor, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm not joking to you right now. I'm going to show you. There is literally a cow with hearts over there. That's cool, that's cool, okay. I mean, guys, if you're rich and you can afford a cow, why not? I'm not judging. Like, I actually support wealthy people. And look at this house over here. You see? And they're supporting conservatives. Look at this. Beautiful home. I like this blue lines and design that they put. It looks almost like an office building, but look at that beautiful garage. Actually, you know what? Shit, this home is super luxury, beautiful, and whoever owns it, communists would say, oh, this rich people ripping us off. But I say, great job. That's a beautiful house. You deserve it. And whoever purchased that home, they are not going to feel the impact of these tariff games and everything, like most of people on this channel, including myself, who are, and let's say 90% of Canadians, the homes you see behind me is the top 1% of Canadians. They wouldn't care how the market fluctuates because, for example, tariffs that are still there in Canada, they already laid off, they shut down the production of the car manufacturer, one of the companies in Ontario, for 2 weeks. Let's see how that turns out. Trump is saying anyways, guys. So liberals are leading again, and Mark Carney could be a president. There's actually why I'm saying that Matrix and everything, because in Costco, I overheard a senior lady, Canadian lady, talking to a Costco employee, whispering, and she was saying, "Well, my family in Ontario, they said that they will move to Calgary, and they would rather be a 51st state than be in a liberal Canada. They would rather be in Alberta, that is more likely to be a 51st state, than live in Ontario." And the funny part is, I heard that speech before from another Canadian family when they were talking to me, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? That's actually a really cool thing to overhear in a Costco conversation in private. So there are some conversations between Canadians, between the family circles. People just don't want to come out and step out and say something like that because they would be like separatists, right? They would be anti-Canadian, they would be like evil and stuff like that. But I just wonder how many people do not want to speak up their mind, but actually think that way. Leave a comment down below. I want to see if you think that way or not. Because like on YouTube, you can fake your name, you can put a cat emoji, and you can leave a true comment. That's what I like about social media. But also there's a bunch of fake comments too, but that's another thing. Like for example, Russian media has actually paying people to go and create fake comments from real accounts, which is insane. It really gets into my Russian-speaking channel a lot as soon as I mention the word Russia or Ukraine or Putin. So they find me and they attack me like crazy. And that's an informational warfare. I'm literally, guys, saying that in the modern world, political systems are able to manipulate the comments, the content. They might even pay influencers to create content. I don't know, but I'm just saying that it's insane how the reality, how liberal, a losing party, a pathetic losing party, just like a few months ago, was able to get on top of their game and regain its popularity. Great job, actually, for that. But will it be good for Canada? Well, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Right now, Trump wants to bring more manufacturing to the United States. But the thing is, their unemployment rate. How come this guy has such a green grass? Look at all this green grass. How did they do that? How did they do that? Is it real? Oh, it's not real grass. It's not a real grass. Smart ass. It tricked me. That's actually... I need to learn this hack and I never have to do my grass again. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. It looks so real. But anyways, so essentially, guys, they have 4.2% unemployment rate in the United States. And Tim Cook, Apple CEO, he said he's going to bring in data centers, but they don't want to bring their, iPhone manufacturing from China and Vietnam because they already have the logistics and everything figured that out. And honestly, guys, Americans, they like to take advantage. Like, guys, look, you are living in a country where you're making a lot of money. You're wealthy, you're American. Well, Canadians are also wealthy, not as wealthy as Americans, but wealthy, I would say. So you would want to enjoy cheaper Indian-made t-shirts, cheaper China-manufactured iPhones, and other products. So in those countries where there is a slave labor, like I'm not kidding you guys, there is a slave-like labor in China and the third world countries, where people are getting abused, working for close to nothing, and producing cheap products that improves our standard of living significantly. So you make more money and you get ultra cheap products from undeveloped countries where people cannot afford their products that they manufacture for North America, okay? So you get to reap the benefits of both worlds. But now Americans are saying they'll bring that manufacturing to US. It's going to make it more expensive, and Americans won't be able to afford it. And even if they bring some of their manufacturing to the United States, 4.2% unemployment. Where the hell are they going to get employees? They need to skyrocket immigration that they're shutting down right now. They need to bring in more people. Guys, honestly, they need to sell more Trump cards. My wife came to me, she's like, "Hey Igor, what do you think about Trump cards? Do you want to buy one?" I'm like, you know what, well, first of all, we need to figure out where to get the $5 million freaking dollars to get it. And secondly, it's expensive. And I wish, all the time I wish YouTube, there is news in the US of somebody getting shot, of somebody flipping somebody out, and cops putting 9 holes from you. There is a person with autism that got shot 9 times, and now they cut off his leg for that. I'm like, you know what? It's like, shit, I don't want to be like like a marksman target practice in the United States, where you're like, you sneeze and the cop shoots you, or somebody who's not in the right senses gets a gun and shoots you. So in that way, I don't know, like, is it safe, or is it just too much of media watch? If you're in the United States, I want to see what you think. But I think, one thing is true, is that if I also have a gun, we are kind of on a more equal ground. But I need to practice shooting though. Anyways, guys, I want to say that United States has no opportunity to bring in too much of manufacturing, because they don't have the manpower anymore. Their unemployment that they have, the unemployment is too low. They need a higher unemployment rate in order to do that. Maybe with the tariffs they would be actually able to artificially create that and then solve it by bringing in manufacturing. I don't know. Trump is saying that those tariffs are to stay, or if he gets a deal, then he gets a deal and he takes them off. Let's see how this entire thing turns out. The only thing I'm happy about is that he first attacked Canada and Mexico, and now I think we are on better terms with the United States than the rest of the world here in Canada and Mexico. And it looks like things are a little bit evening out. And I'm just walking on one of the richest streets here in Lake Bonavista. There's multi-million-dollar houses right in here. And I'm like, those are beautiful houses, guys. These are really beautiful houses. Owners of these houses did a great job building that kind of wealth, whatever the hell they do, the companies they own, businesses, or job titles. I don't know what they do actually. Guys, if you live on the street in one of these houses, what do you do? Like, I want to be almost like one of those YouTubers and come and ask you. I just, in the US, they stop people. They're like, what do you do for a living? I would like to ask these people too. But people in Canada are so insecure, they'll call police on me saying that, oh, this guy's harassing us if I do that. But if you are, what do you do? If this is your house, what do you do? Just tell me. I want to know. It's actually interesting. it's actually freaking interesting, because it would set reasonable expectation for people, saying that you can really work in Walmart and afford this kind of house as a floor manager, let's say, right? So that's why. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate your support on this channel. Some people were asking me, how were you on vacation and still publishing every day? Guys, I work every day. I never stop. Thank you, guys. And the biggest support that you can do on this channel, guys, because I spend a lot of time making these videos for you, is put a thumbs up and a like button. And if you need real estate, here is my contact information right on the screen. Somebody just told me, Igor, I couldn't find your phone number, so I watched your video, and I know you have that car with the phone number, so I called you. See you soon. Bye for now.